Hi first graders, this is Miss Brown. Today for math we are going to be talking about something called partitioning, and that's a really big word. Partitioning means to break something up into smaller pieces. So I have a rectangle here, and I know that this is a rectangle because it has two short sides that are the same length and then two long sides that are the same length. And remember, these two sides are parallel because they go the same direction up and down. And then these two sides are parallel because they go the same direction side to side. Now, I'm going to pretend like this is a piece of pizza from the cafeteria. Okay? And I have a friend that I want to share it with. I want to share my pizza. You guys know that I usually sit with Miss Minton at lunch. So I want to share my piece of pizza with Miss Minton. But I want to make sure that the piece of pizza is cut in half. That means that there are two equal portions. So if I take my piece of paper and I say, okay, I want to make sure we both have the same amount of pizza. Would I cut it here? Would that make sense? If this was Miss Minton's piece and if this was my piece, would that be equal? No. What about if I cut it here? Now this is Miss Minton's piece and now this is my piece. Would that be equal? No, we have to cut it exactly in half. So here's a trick. Because I want two equal portions, I'm going to fold my paper in half. And I'm going to line up my edges and fold like this. Okay? Now, I have a seam down the middle of my rectangle. And I'm going to ask myself, I'm actually going to draw this seam so you can see a little bit better. Now, I'm going to ask myself, do both of these parts look equal to one another? Well, I think they look pretty equal, but in order to check, I'm going to cut them and line them up to make sure that they are equal. So I'm going to put them one in front of the other and make sure that they line up, and they do. So now I know that they are equal to each other. Okay, and so Miss Minton and I would have equal portions of pizza. Now, I have another rectangle, but this time, I have three friends I want to share my pizza with. I have three friends. I want to share my pizza with Miss Minton, I want to share my pizza with Miss Livingston, and I want to share my pizza with Miss S. So, I'm going to figure out how many parts I need. Now, there's Miss Minton, there's Miss Livingston, there's Miss S, and there's myself. So I need 4 equal pieces of pizza. I need 4 equal pieces of pizza. Now, I can't just randomly draw 4 lines because that wouldn't be equal. Because I wouldn't know if I put one line here, one line here, one line here, my pieces wouldn't be equal. So I'm going to fold my piece of paper until I get 4 equal parts. So I'm going to fold it once and see how many equal parts that gives me. Okay, one fold gives me 2 equal parts. Alright, so I'm going to fold it again and see how many equal parts it gives me. And I'm going to mark my seams where I would cut my pizza. Okay, so like we just said, we said folding it once gives us, whoopsie, I forgot one. Folding our piece of paper once gives us 2 equal parts. Then folding it one more time gives us Let's see how many equal parts we have now. 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. And that's how many we were looking for. So I'm going to cut out my pieces of pizza. So here's Ms. Livingston's piece. Here's Miss Minton's piece. Here's Miss S's piece. And here's my piece. So we need to make sure before we're done that they're all the same size. So we're going to stack them against each other and make sure that they're all about the same size. Now, it's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. So we can see that they all kind of line up and they're all about the same size as each other. So now we have 4 equal pieces of pizza. So that is how you partition. That is how you break something apart. Now what I want you to do is I want you to take a piece of paper and I want you to make sure that it is the shape of a rectangle. So it should look like this, a rectangle. It can be smaller or bigger than this, it just needs to be a rectangle. And I want you to partition it. I want you to fold it or cut it and make 2 equal parts. 2 equal parts, just like we did with our first rectangle. Remember, we made 2 equal parts from the one part? I want you to do that in your own math journal or with your own piece of paper. Make 2 equal parts. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.